Hello. Last video, I think I was en route to Belgrade, and yeah, my tyre just went. The spokes all just came out, so I lost like 5 spokes in total. That's including the one that was already gone and the one that was already loose, so 3 more. And yeah, it was just really kind of sketchy. All of my brakes went as well, which I think is a slightly unrelated issue actually, but it just happened at the same time, so no brakes. Back tyre was wobbling everywhere. I really thought it was going to come off, and so I was like 20 kilometers from the camp I planned to stay at over the Serbian border. There are 2 borders adjacent to each other, separated by a big river, which name I can't remember. One goes across and then heads to Novi Sad, and the other one is south of the river, cuts into where I plan to stay that night, and then heads south to Belgrade through like smaller villages and towns. So I just quickly looked at the map. But another thing, it was a national holiday yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned that in the other video. I think I might have done. After that last video, I was hoping to just see a gas station. I saw so many from Osijek to Vukovar, and then there was nothing. So I was starving. I was out of water. I know I got water in the end, just actually before the kind of the wheels started collapsing in a cemetery, which is always the best place to get water. I did get water, but no food. I was starving, and yeah, then everything just kind of collapsed. It was baking hot. I was kind of stopping all the time. The heat was just insane. But for the positive, you know, at least there were no cars on the road because of the national holiday. Looked at the map, and I'd already looked like this just shows how unreliable things are, and how you really need to kind of go to areas more closely that you plan on staying, rather than just typing in kind of campsite and hoping Google brings them up, because they just don't. I don't know the reason for it. But I get to the village just before these 2 border points, and I type in, like, I was looking for a gas station actually, and I see campsite, and I was like, what? And I clicked the description, it says free campsite. I was like, this is impossible. There's no free stuff in former Yugoslavian Croatia. I've seen, I've never seen a free campsite, which is really weird. I've never seen one. And I look at the pictures, it looks super awesome. And I get there, and it's basically this elderly lady who moved from Zagreb to her family's second home when her parents died. Which is kind of it is a river kind of holiday home, but big old manor, castle overlooking in this tiny village on the now border with Serbia. And it just like, it was amazing. I arrived, there's like 1 cyclist there, a couple of motorcyclists who were Belgian and German respectively, and this little old lady comes out and just says, hey, you're welcome, it's free, come in. This amazing house, this like tree, she has a walnut tree growing through her lounge, which shades the roof, keeping it nice and cool, with the walnuts sprinkling every time the wind kind of blasts them over the tin roof. You can hear each time a walnut falls. And yeah, her family was visiting because it was obviously a national holiday, so she had her daughter and her son-in-law and their 2 daughters there. And then yeah, she just like, she has all this kitchen filled with food, and she's just like, yeah, just help yourself, it's all yours, use the laundry, use a hot shower, all that kind of stuff. And then her daughter just makes me ice cream, and then I speak to the Belgian guy, because I wanted to ask him, like, what do you reckon, can I make it tomorrow to Novi Sad, which was 53 k's away, with all these spokes gone? He's like, really, you shouldn't. And I thought, yeah, it's that bad, that's why I've stopped. So yeah, looking at the map, the town, now on the Serbian side, so this is still in Croatia, across the border, 14 kilometers away, I had a couple of bike shops. So basically, after just being utterly spoiled in that place, which was free, just amazing hospitality, just fucking amazing. It changed my perspective of Croatia completely, that one experience. And yeah, we were just chatting, all of us, for hours and hours. We got made coffee. She made us the most delicious pancakes I've ever had in my life, which apparently involves 2 giant clumps of butter. These buttery, lemon zesty with rum. Oh my god. Oh, amazing pancakes. Then breakfast, we get up at like, even better, there's this like eccentric guy that lives with her. He's like a photographer. He's also quite elderly with amazing, like super light blue eyes, like, and yeah, he is almost like the carer of this big property. And so what was I going to say? Yeah, he had these 2 dogs, and it started to rain just before we got a chance to set the tents up, and it really started pouring and thundering down. So he just let us sleep in our sleeping bags in their lounge on the sofas. And then the next morning we woke up, he made us coffee, and this is myself, the Belgian, the German couple, and then the owner brought cheese and salami and bread and more pancakes. Just amazing, just absolutely amazing. And then yeah, I went and got them some chocolate, and there was a little donation box, so I put some money in, and just really nice people, just so nice. And then across the border, the Belgian guy didn't have his passport, and that's the second time I've met someone on this trip. First time was in Belgium. 2 Germans paid for the Eurostar, which is really expensive, and a whole trip in the UK. Got to the station and they didn't have any passports because they thought they could use their ID. I just don't understand people. Like, how do people do this? Like, the world isn't the European Union. It really kind of shows how boxed in people are in their little EU world. You know how much I detest the EU, and that's an understatement as well. And yeah, so his whole trip was getting to the Black Sea, following the river to the Black Sea. Now he can't do it. He doesn't have time, so he's had to just cancel his whole trip. He cycled all the way from Brussels, gets to Serbia, doesn't have a passport, can't get across. So that was insane. Wish him all the best, but oh my god, I don't know. I'd be absolutely mortified if that happened to me. Yeah, not a great feeling. And then it's kind of in a part of the world as well, the particular pinch of Croatia. He'd already come down from Hungary. He can't go into Bosnia because you also need obviously a passport because they're not the EU. This part of Croatia is really bland and boring and agricultural. Well, that part. I'm now in Serbia. So I proceeded on across the border. I get to the bike shop, and as I just said to him, he just sent me a message, the Belgian guy, this bike shop was amazing. I've only had great experience with bike shops thus far, like really insanely amazing experiences. I've been to 3, it's all been amazing. This guy just fixes my spokes, all of them. Then he's like, your brakes are fucked, and I was like, yeah, no. He's like, I'll fix those too. And I said, oh, I've got brake pads. So we used my cheap like £1 Amazon brake pads, put them on. Brakes work perfectly. I literally touch them now and they're just solid. Bike stopped. It's never been like that. Even when I took the bike out the box, never been like that. So that's really good. He fitted a new cable. Again, my £1 or less than £1 Amazon cables works perfectly. Just shows the cheap stuff does work. And yeah, then I decided, by that point it was like 2 PM, so I went to Lidl. For those that are quite interested, I'm quite interested in this stuff. This inflation, this recession is a continental European scam. It does not affect us in the UK. Whatever you think about price rises in the UK, oh my fucking god, the amount of money people are spending here. I'm in Lidl again, so I'm always going to Lidl or Aldi, so I see the exact same products. I buy the exact same products in every single country, which is usually like hummus and juices and whatever. The nuts here were 400 Serbian. It's 135 to the pound, right? So the exact same product in the UK is £1.59. Serbia is not relative to the UK in terms of income, so that's something like 500% more when you account for what people actually make. The hummus, again, more expensive in the UK. We pay 99p in the UK. It was €1.35 here, and this is in Serbia. It was slightly more in Austria and stuff like that. It's insane what people are going through in continental Europe, and again, Serbia's not in the EU, so it's got nothing to do with that. The UK is, as I've always said, the cheapest place in the world. It's unbelievable what people pay. for food, I can't understand how anyone can afford it. So yeah, I went to Lidl, got some delicious yogurt and hummus and bread and all of that, and blueberries as my Normand. Yeah, now I'm cycling to Novi Sad. I left at kind of 2 p.m. and it's 3:30 now. An easy 40k to Novi Sad. I'm just sat in a field now overlooking the river. No one around. There we go. There's the bike. So yeah, really, really good. I've just booked a hostel in Novi Sad. Hopefully got space for the bike. And yeah, I also got, I sent like a booking request through my home exchange because I have some time to basically kill, because I'm making good progress, because I've already booked up my apartment in Turkey, which is really nice, and I don't want to change that. So I'm going to see a bit more of Serbia actually. I'm going to take a slight detour. Instead of taking the direct route to Niš and then on to Sofia, I'm going to go kind of directly straight line vertically south, and it cuts into one of the most beautiful parts apparently, which is in the mountains, so it's going to be a little bit more strenuous. But yeah, I'm going to book a week there, which, yeah, because I've got home exchange points, is free. Week apartment, just chill, and then probably book another week somewhere else. I might bypass Belgrade because I used to live there and I've been there many times. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll sort that all out tonight. But yes, it's good. So there is still a really bad squeaking on my bike, I think I said, which is the chain. So yeah, I don't know about that. I've already oiled it, but I might just need another clean. But it is a bit strange because I went like 1,500 kilometers with it fine until obviously it kind of gave in to not being oiled at all. So I oiled it up, and then the squeak still persisted. So everything else has now been checked. So it is the chain, and although the brake's working perfectly, there is still an awful squeak on the first one, on the front ones. But it's all a part of having the cheapest bike, and I'm still absolutely content with my decision. I think I made the right decision when I see other people on their bikes paying like £2,500 for like some racing bike. It's like, why? £2,500? You could get 20 of my bikes for £2,500. It's insane. I think what you can get for that. People, what they spend on stuff, it's just unbelievable to me. Like this little £170 bike is already made itself to Serbia, and the total repair costs that I've paid is €10. And most of the equipment is free or incredibly cheap. I think I've said before, I'll just reiterate for maybe new people. The front bag and the back bag, which are the same, used to be panniers that went over the back, and they were $3.99, and this is all with delivery included, and I've been refunded for those because the zip broke. The little things at the front, the blue things hanging over underneath the phone, $3.45, got refunded for that as well. The little bottle thing, the holder was like $1.99 for two. Got refunded for those because they were like a month late. Yeah, the little phone stand, that's like £2. The bag on the frame bag and the saddle bag and the front handlebar bag, they're about between £12 and £20 each. But I used Amazon credit for everything that you see there, so I haven't paid a single penny for anything. The water bottles from H&M, I used H&M credit for that. So yeah, it shows you don't need expensive stuff. And you got the little light here, the little light at the front. I think they were like a couple of pounds for both of them, charged by USB, working perfectly. Yeah. The phone is a crap phone I bought in Oman, but amazing for GPS because the battery just lasts super long. It's a Redmi, still going strong. And yeah, the phone I'm recording on is a Motorola G53, eSIM compatible. Great stuff. Sun's coming out, so I'm going to make a little move, and yeah, I'll touch base soon. All is going well. Cool.